Okay. All right. So this is Branding Accelerator. I think this is class number 10.
Yep.
Yeah, this is class number 10. So you all, and then Tiny just joined us as well. Good, good. So you guys have really been zooming through this, but this particular one is probably the cream of the crop in terms of what we really need to do in order to get TV, in order to do your own show, or to get speaking gigs. And so, you know, I only bring like the best of the best to you. And we've got one of the best, Candyce Haynes, and she's joining us from wonderful Florida. And we're going to be talking today about how to put together your sizzle reel so that you can get speaking gigs, and how to book your own, get booked on TV, or how to use to get your own. And so one of the things that I'm also going to have another bonus. I'm trying to figure out how to put this here. I'm going to put it down at the bottom. Maybe I put it there. There we go. So one of the things too is that you guys are also going to get like a bonus lesson from TJ Mercer. If anybody's heard of TJ Mercer, hey Sabrina. TJ Mercer talks about how to get booked on TV specifically, not necessarily about sizzle reels, and she doesn't really help people in terms of like their sound bites and that sort of thing, but just because she's worked in television for a long time, actually booking people on programs, talk shows, we'll have a bonus on that, and that'll be available probably this weekend as well. But today's guest is Candyce Haynes. So let me tell you about her. She's, like I said, she's from Florida. She's Miami. Candyce Marie Haynes, international speaker and communicator. And the reason why I put that up there, like some people always talk about their international and that sort of thing, but she is actually going to Ghana next week, or is it later this week? Where is she? Where are you? I gotta look at her face. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Candyce, are you going there? Okay, I'm gonna mute you. Are you going there this week, or is it next week?
Next week.
Next week. So she is actually and it's not the first time, so she's gone overseas a lot, but she worked in the military as a public affairs specialist, broadcast journalist for the United States Marine Corps. Okay, so she has actually had that career in that business for a while. But not only was she in the military, in the Marines, but she also has a bachelor's in science degree from the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, a master's degree from Full Sail University. If anybody's ever heard of Full Sail University, that's like the creative space. Like that's like where all the techies go, or the film directors go. It's the cool place to go. One day I want to go to Full Sail. I don't know when I'm gonna make time for it, but I want to go to Full Sail. And then she has a doctorate from Capella University as well. So actually it's Dr. Candyce as well. But you can see that she also has sponsors. She's a black belt speaker, so she speaks with them a lot. Speaking to Nations is one of them, and then I think it's down here. It's a golden ICN, and that's one of her sponsors as well. That she works along with in doing what she does. She also hangs out with people like Les Brown, and then this guy up here, Ruben West, as well. And that's Candyce right there. And then who's this lady here to the left, Candyce? I've seen her face.
That is Jo Marie Payton. She's an actress.
Okay.
She's also a client. She was the mother on Family Matters. That's what a lot of people know her from.
Okay. I said she looked familiar. But she's a former active duty, like I said, Marine. No stranger to overcoming adversity. She started her career at the age of 17. One of the things that instilled in her are the core values of honor, courage, and commitment. And that's with everything that she does. Candyce, this is just one slice of what Candyce does. Candyce does a lot of things. She's a real estate investor, and she does other things as well. But primarily tonight, she's going to be talking to us about TV production, sound bites, sizzle reel, to help you communicate, and also whatever she does, she's going to be honest. She's going to have clarity. And it's when I first met Candyce, and I met her, first time I met her at Les's event, then I met her again at Dr. Stacey Grant's event. And each time she has this spark, or what I call the it factor, where she's just very direct, very astute, knows her stuff, and is not afraid to share. And she really will share and help us along. So the next thing, just like, okay, so why are we doing this? You know, why are we talking about sizzle reels and you know, nobody on here really wants to be quote unquote a full-time speaker. It's like, I don't want to be like Les Brown. Well, maybe you do want to be like Les Brown, but speaking, public speaking, what it can do for your business. Main thing that we know is going to increase your visibility, build your brand equity, increase your fees. When I say increase your fees, so say for instance, if I just come off of a stage and I have now the perception that people are listening to me, I have a bigger audience, you can command more fees for that. Versus say, if someone's going to pick between someone who doesn't speak all the time and someone who does, the person who does can actually command more fees because it's about brand perception. You can sell your products and services. You heard people talk about selling from the stage. That is definitely done because you have the command of the audience to do that. Making networking easier. When you are a speaker, you definitely can move through the room a little bit better. You can own the room when you're the speaker, right? You open doors for other perks. Sometimes you say, oh, well, I'm the speaker for that. So when you get an upgrade in the hotel room, or you get all kinds of different perks, right, when you're a speaker. And it obviously helps you get other clients. And then also too, if you speak and you become very well at speaking and really comfortable at speaking, it's another stream of income. And that's one of the main reasons why we really kind of talk about this a lot. The other thing, oops, I knew that was going to happen. I'm trying not to do that. Okay. So how to get over the fear of speaking. It's like, okay, Pam, Rosaline, I don't know if she's on yet, but Rosaline owns like a nail salon, or Joanne owns like a glamour girl bus. There are some other people that maybe aren't really comfortable with speaking, but just one of the main things to really remember these tips is to write out and memorize a couple of great introductions. We can call them 30-second pitches. We can, whatever it is, but it's like an intro. It gives you that comfort level. So I don't think there has been one, branding accelerator lesson where I haven't talked about really our pitch, right? Really, how do you talk about who you are? And Carmen has been doing that a lot. Iris has been doing that a lot. And the more we do it, the better we are of overcoming that. Focus on committing to the concepts rather than trying to memorize a speech. If you try to memorize a speech, you'll then obviously come off sounding like you memorized it. Develop audience participation exercises. And Candice, one of the persons that does that really well is Les. Les does that. He does really like how many people, you know, you hear him and then people are interacting with him. Or his other friend, Johnny Winfrey, he does a really good audience participation exercise. Imagine with me, and that gets people involved. And it really takes the focus off of you, because sometimes you feel like you're standing at that podium and all eyes are on you, and they are, but they're not like staring. So if you develop this audience participation, it kind of takes the edge off of you, and now it's like, it's us. And then that's a link there about creating compelling slides and other visuals. A lot of times it can just be a picture. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of words. You don't have to like, you know, be death by PowerPoint and put a whole bunch of words up there, but just something that's really compelling so that the eyes, quote unquote, aren't all on you and you don't feel like people are just staring at you, but you have something really cute up there. And then again, I talked about this last week, record yourself speaking. Identify issues that could irritate you and your audience or difficult to understand, or get a coach, which is what Candice will talk about later. So what is needed to get speaking gigs? This is really the same thing about getting, really a lot of it is really getting media. So the first thing is a website. Next thing is great photos, great bio, social proof. Okay, my dog is over here. Social proof. He is like, come here. Sorry, 1 second. He is, all right. This is, normally he's not in it, but Candice, he's just like all of a sudden very loud. This is Peppy, everyone. He's not going to be speaking, but he does want to be seen. So we're going to put him over there, take his little tag off. So social proof, meaning that you have people who are following you, you have a tribe, you can see testimonials and things like that. A book. A lot of times a book or a booklet will help. I have one client that does not have that, and it's a little bit harder for her to really get happy twins. No, it does feel like he's a twin. A book or a booklet, and I'll have a bonus on there about the lady, Carmen, I think you asked about that for the booklet, or did you already talk to her already? Did you talk to her already? You did? Okay, so we're gonna have a bonus in there talking about booklets. Carmen just kind of like, she's ready to go. The other thing, or become a columnist. And the reason why I say these two in order for speaking is that it's easy for, especially if you don't have a sizzle reel, it's easy to say that you speak, but at least let them read your voice or hear your or read your expertise to see that you're not a bull in a china shop, that they kind of know where you're going to go. So if you're a columnist, they kind of know your voice, or you have a book or a booklet, it gives them something that they can look at and really study. But the final thing is a sizzle reel. And that's like a demo reel. You hear a whole lot of different things. Sometimes you call it public relations video, video pitch, EPK video. It's so that people can actually 3 to 5 minutes, well, actually it could be less, but basically it's so that people can really get a fast-paced view of who you are. So, hold on one sec. So what makes a good sizzle reel? In order for people to pay for your speaking, they need to see you in action, right? The best way to do it is obviously video. It's so funny that so many people want to be speakers, but then nobody has a speaking reel. And it's like, okay, how are they gonna hear you? So you create one by you providing instruction, or either seeing you answer questions in interview format, or speaking to various audience or testimonials. Note, so nobody will hire you because your video is so crazy. So I'm gonna just play the beginning of this one, and then we're gonna do Candace's as well. But her name is Sarita Maiden. Don't know her, just found it on the internet. I won't play it all, but just a few of them.
Speaker from Oceanside here joins us this morning on Fox Morning. I love the title of the book. If you can't say something nice, what do you say?
I've turned into my mother. I can hear myself using some of the same expressions that she used when I was growing up. They told me in Texas, we don't need the little smiley faces. We don't need any of that, because you could say anything you could well please, as long as you say afterwards, bless your heart. You never were the bright one, were you? Bless your heart.
Clients. And then I think the other one, a testimonial.
If you can't say something nice, what do you say?
Because the old advice, really, don't say anything at all. I mean, that doesn't get anything done, does it?
It doesn't. And at some point, we have to say something. We have to challenge the boss, share some concerns with the coworker. So we have to let it be known. I have a feeling you all probably heard some of the same phrases that my mom used. So complete the phrase if they sound familiar. Sticks and stones will break my bones. And my personal favorite, if you can't say something nice.
Diverse audience.
Is not taking it personally.
Well, I stopped it. It's a little long. It's about 5 minutes. Candace will probably go through that. But what she does do is, like, what's the name of her book? Anybody? You can unmute. What's the name of her book? Carlton.
What to say? Wait.
If you can't.
You can't say something.
If you can't say, yeah, something like that. I can't
Don't
remember
say.
the.
Oh, yeah. Don't say.
She said it about 5 times in this reel, so that you can remember in different ways, which if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. And she says it all throughout her sizzle reel. So these are some other sizzle reels that Candace did. So we'll kind of, you won't be able to find these. They won't be able to find these on the internet. So I want to put them up here so they can actually watch this one. This is the one of Ona Brown. I think it's going to come in here because I tried to put the link in. Okay, here we go. Can you all see that still? The video's about to come up. Can you see it? Can you see it now?
And it's so addictive.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
your magnificent obsession. You love it.
All right, I had to pull it to a different one. Okay, here we go.
we love, and it's so addictive. It's your magnificent obsession. You love it, but at the same time, how many of you know you can still get burnt out? How many of you know you can find yourself on the side roads of the freeway of life with your hazard lights on, and your tank is on E, and you don't have anything to give? That's not what we can't afford to do that, because the work that you're here to do, only you can do. And the world will miss something if you don't bring it. So what is your process of filling up your tank, of putting the oxygen on yourself? What is your smile makers, as I call them in my book called Discover the Greatest You Ever? What is it that gives you joy, that fills up your tank? For my brother, it's swimming. When he's swimming, he's out of this element, he's in joy. You can see he's in a blissful, euphoric space, and it's powerful for him. It's therapy for him. Now, what is it for you? You got to know if it's time with nature, if it's listening to music, if it's a jazz band with candles and incense, if it's listening, if it's salsa music, dancing, whatever it is for you, you have to know that for yourself. You got to know what that is. You got to give that to yourself. Let me hear you say, I will give that to myself. I'm going to take care of myself. Because if I'm my best, everything that has anything to do with me, everything that has anything to do will be at its best. Will be.
And that was Ona. Oops, hold on. All right, so that was Ona. Obviously, we know who her dad is, right? Her dad is Les Brown. And let's see, stop share. All right, let's go back here to our. All right, let me know if you all can see this, because I'm kind of doing a little bit more fancy stuff here.
George Washington Carver once said, "Don't let your grievances overshadow your opportunity." So I want everybody in here to stand up and clap your hands, because you never let your grievances overshadow your opportunities. Clap your hands like you mean it. Everybody here has a story, and they shared their story. And one thing that really gets under my skin is we live in a world where people have what I call insufficient desire. Meaning that sometimes you get in a fight, which we call life, and then you're fighting Mike Tyson on the other side. As soon as you get hit, you're down. And we can't live that way. Something's going to happen when you do disagree with it. You didn't see it coming, and it's going to hit you from the blind side. And if you do not get up, and if you have insufficient desire, you stop. You stop. You don't keep going. But I'm here to tell you, just 4 months ago, I lost my job. I could have stopped. The next day, I went and bought a BMW 650. They called me crazy. But it was my desire that kept me moving forward. 3 months later, I owned $1 million portfolio in real estate. That's not because of insufficient desire. It's because nothing's going to stop not only me, but each and every one of you all from getting to that point. So I leave you all with this. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. If you can affirm it, he will confirm it.
That was one of my favorites. Candice, let's see. Candice, you want to give the backstory on how those, okay, let me double check. Hold on. Hold on, guys. All right, hold on. What I want her to do is give a backstory on each of those videos. Okay. All right, Candice. Okay, Candice, where are you? Where'd you go? There you go. Okay. All right, give us a backstory on each one of those videos.
The Owen Brown video was created just with some footage of his last training in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool. We were doing some things for the speakers there. Some of them were business owners and newer speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Really don't have any footage captured of themselves. We're putting those different things together and showing them how to master their media, essentially being able to produce videos and get new headshots and stuff in 3 days. So really understanding that their last thing was their last thing. That no longer makes them relevant. It's having and constantly, consistently being able to produce quality media and take it to that next level. So that's what we did at that training.
Mm-hmm. And Will, how many, quote unquote, no owner speaks a lot. How many videos would you all think that Will, not videos, how many times do you think Will had spoken before on stage by looking at his video? Just you can unmute and just kind of give me some guesses. The second video that I showed. How many times do you think he spoke on stage? About 10 times. What do you think? Carlton, what do you think? 5 times. Carmen says about 5.
I would probably say at least more than 5 times.
Okay. All right. So you want to tell them the secret, Candice?
Oh, yeah. Secrets out. Will, so the training where we filmed and did the media for Will was actually a training. So Will has never spoken on stage before. He has never done, he's learning the speaking business. And this was the first training that he had invested in. And it was a Les Brown speaker training. So essentially, he's never been paid to speak on stage. And it's not even the thought of, again, being able to just get on stage and speak. Anybody, you can do that. But to be able to captivate an audience or captivate a budget so that they want to invest to bring you in, you have to be able to connect that different conversation. So he wanted a piece to start to market himself so that he could start to get some return on investment on his investment in speaking. And essentially, your sizzle reel is your virtual resume. So it's a chance for them to see you in action.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What I liked about it, now for each one of those, for Ona and for Will, I don't know, was Robin there too? Was Robin from the same event? Robin Sherrill?
Robin Tyrell is actually from an event that I did in Dubai and Bahrain. So.
Okay. You want me to show that one? To show the difference? Okay. Let me show that one. Okay. Because when I was at the one with Ona and Will, the audience diversity and then also to how she got those other shots, I was there when she was doing it. And what she said, and I don't know if you all caught it, is that she did it in like 2 days. Like they came for the weekend. By the 3rd day, they left with that on a flash drive. And typically, if anyone's ever done a sizzle reel before, they can hang you out there for weeks. I mean, I have a client right now that to this day, it's been since what, August? And she's still waiting on her team to pull something together. And I'm like, you need to quit playing. Okay, so let me, from current slide, let me pull this one here. So when it's amazing that someone will put it, okay, I gotta hit share from a different way. Hold on. So I've got to hit share.
That walks in gently, but boy, does she make an impact. This is a focus on.
Hold on, sorry. All right, let's go back.
Robin is the kind of speaker that walks in gently, but boy, does she make an impact. This is a focus on the desired outcome. She has a story and a heart for caring that will truly touch your heart. There are going to be people that are going to try to solve people from sharing and you have to open your mind, and you will be motivated to make transformational change in your life. The way that she communicates to me, it's very powerful. Why? It's because she went through her own pain, her own dark side. She talked about how she overcame depression, how she fought back the past, how she fought with self-care. You have to realize something. But there was nothing else for you. Robin is one of the most heartfelt, engaging women I've
on the stage. You can see she's coming from deep inner experience, and she is one of those people that you instantly know she's genuine and warm, and has a strong message to share with the audience to inspire them to higher levels. Wow, this explosion came up. I was, who is this woman? And I looked at the audience, and everyone was truly inspired. Amazing. So if you're attempting to make your voice and to go global and to step into your power, you need to work with Robin. If you're looking for somebody to bring energy to your life, or somebody to work with to help you get beyond the roadblocks, I'll tell you exactly who to work with. I'll tell you exactly who to call. That's Robin Shirell.
All right. So that was Robin. Uh-oh. Make sure that the next one doesn't play. Okay. All right. So that was Robin. And then give the backstory on each one of those.
Okay, so Robin was a part of a training. Again, she's also a speaker that we did in Dubai and Bahrain. She's also a newer speaker. So this was her first time speaking internationally. It's always really, really exciting working with speakers who are looking to kind of step outside the box and do something different and take their message global, which is something that she was really passionate about. She's a 2-time suicide survivor, where she, you know, dealt with a lot of depression, a lot of different things that she had to overcome to be successful. And I think the most powerful piece about this reel for me and creating it for her was that it positioned her in a different light to herself. You know, my biggest thing was, you know, we want you, I want to see you shine, like, but I want you to finally see yourself how we see you, how we've always seen you, where you may have thought there was no way out and these different things, and you don't make a difference. But when you see, you know, and you capture, there's some key things which I'll go over really quickly so you guys kind of really understand what created the effect that made you feel away. And you can feel free to share those links. Those links I put on YouTube for you, Pam, so you can feel free to share it, and you guys can go back and kind of synthesize them because it was a little laggy in certain areas. So to make sure you guys can kind of see it for yourself. But you know, most of the, Robin is not like oh, I wanted, you know, I've been a speaker for years or any of that kind of stuff. These are a lot of newer speakers. And if you look at speakers who have been around in the industry for years, I've done one for Mr. Brown, but a lot of them don't update their stuff often. So when you're a newer speaker, like there's the thing that helps you, or a business owner, it helps you to create a competitive edge because you just keep yourself relevant. And that's why I call it a virtual resume. It's a chance for people to see you. So I spoke about this and actually shared Robin's reel while I was in Kansas City. And what was so powerful about sharing it was like everybody in the room who, again, these people have been around her for years. You know, people, she's trying to, again, a newer speaker, trying to learn the business, but still working their full-time job and working on their dream. You know, they're making a bunch of other things happen. And so it was just it's so powerful. Because at the end of the day, most people don't realize, you know, they don't see the journey that you guys go through. They just see it as, oh, that person's just there. So the media reel captured that. That's just a reel captured it for her. And that's actually what we call a testimonial reel combined with a character reel. So a character reel is essentially you wanting people to know, you know, who you are, what you have to offer, and why do they care. A testimonial reel is people who have heard you speak, creating an impact, and those people having that conversation or wanting to really understand you and kind of where you are. So, you know, a lot of people don't realize people don't really care what you have to say about you. They care about what other people have to say about you.
That's why that one was powerful.
Right. So you'll notice, I mean, I can show you a different, I think I may have the links to that. I can send something, but there's a speaker who wanted to do their own voiceover, and it really relinquishes your power. Because people don't see it as you edifying, you know, yourself. They see it as you bragging versus when someone else introduces you and really talks about your credentials and all the different things you have to offer. how great that is for you, for your business. What makes you stand out among the digital noise? Like when there's so many things going on. Well, your story, you know, how you make people feel. That's what makes them want to buy from you, how you make them feel. And by seeing how you made other people feel, you've now empowered that entire conversation. You now have the power to really take it to that next level. So the character reel, testimonial reel is something that I created, and I created it for that reason, so that all of us, you know, no matter what it is that you're doing, no matter what business you're in, you're able to see yourself how other people see you, so that you can stop underselling yourself.
Ooh,
if you want to do something for, you know, you say, okay, you know, I want to do this and I'm okay with that. That's fine. But at the end of the day, sometimes you say, oh, I moved, you know, if you were a cashier, oh yeah, I was a cashier, you know, but you're a cashier, you're a problem solver, you're, you know, an ambassador for the brand. There was a lot that has to happen. You are an educator of clients. There's so many things, and that languaging is so important, so that you really understand that you're far more powerful than you may have allowed yourself to be. And you've stepped outside of really where you could be if you learned how to articulate it visually a lot better. And so it's just an opportunity, and I'm really excited to share that. Like I said, that's a totally new concept that I've introduced, and it really comes because I realized how powerful it was for her to see herself through someone's eyes. And I did a call the other night, and this lady was saying, you know, Candice, yeah, you know, I'm still doing this thing, and I'm doing that, and this is great, and that's great. And I said, okay, you know, that's really awesome. And she said, but how do you get rid of the imposter syndrome? And I was like, imposter? What do you mean imposter syndrome?
That people say that a lot now.
Right.
Yeah.
She was like, I feel like I'm not that, what people are saying. I feel like that I'm not up there, or I'm not good enough, or whatever it was. I don't have enough credentials. I don't have enough education. How do I get over feeling like an imposter? And I was like, well, first of all, if you're on this call, there's no way you're an imposter, because nobody clicks on a line with me that's an imposter. But two, you're underselling yourself. You're saying that you're not this, and you have all these credentials, and you made these different things happen, but because you are not accepting it for yourself, you're now saying that you're an imposter. What makes you fake? But when you see what other people have to say about you, you'll quickly realize that at the end of the day, guess what? Everybody can't be wrong. That feedback can't be wrong. 100% of my business in my first year to make my first 6 figures was word of mouth. 100%. There was nothing that I didn't do, any advertising, I didn't do any of that kind of stuff. It was 100% word of mouth. So reels, essentially your work, people seeing the proof. The proof is in the pudding. People seeing that proof, people seeing your articles, people seeing, you know, you in different places, people seeing you as a global presence, people seeing that you talk to diverse audiences.
That's important.
You know, that I'm not just in my community, or I'm not, this isn't the message. My message is a transformational message. This message is for anyone around the world. I have testimonials and reviews from people from India, from Poland, from South Africa, from London, from Japan, from Thailand, people who speak Arabic and, you know, Greek. You know, when you see, so it's like a whole, it's a whole piece of the puzzle, you guys, that will help you to really position yourself as the expert, because people want to work with the best, you know, or the person that's perceived to be the best. So you have to, you must, if you want to grow, you must be willing to improve the perception of yourself. And that's essentially what that testimonial character reel did for Robin. And as far as for Ona is an established speaker. So really understanding and seeing how someone who's very seasoned, you know, I was able to capture more of her personal side, more of who she is as a person. If you notice, hers wasn't about being on stage. Ona's been speaking for 23 years. She got it. She has the clients, right? How do people still understand that Ona is a woman? Ona is, you know, a daughter. Ona just got her doctorate, an honorary doctorate. There's these different things that are going on that really make you, if I have to work with a coach, if I need to work with this or I need to work with that, I want to, you know, work with Ona, not because that she has this 23 years of experience, but because I can see a bit of myself in her, that I can connect with her, that I know that she's going to value my investment with her. Those things clearly come across when you see how she's, you know, helping this little boy. He wrote his first book. She's helping people to birth their vision. And that's another form of testimonial that, you know, you didn't realize it was a testimonial, but when that mom had the mic and she said she helped, you know, John to write his first book, that's a testimonial. She was getting some things done, right? Wouldn't you agree? Like, this kid's a bestseller after working with her. It's a totally different conversation. But the biggest thing is really just understanding that you guys are the experts. And I was so excited when Pam invited me on, because I remember not knowing and not capturing my own media, and it creates something. And that something is a lag, because there's a difference between how people see you and where you actually are. And if you're not clearly seen, if people are confused on your message, if they don't understand what value you can add for them, right? They don't know what you, I speak on empowerment. Somebody told me that the other day. I was like, never say that to me again. I need you to break it down.
Right.
Everybody's doing empowerment. Everybody's a coach. That's cute. That's fine. Okay. But if you want to stand out among the digital noise, what is it about empowerment? Well, you know, I went through a couple different things, and I did. So for your life, your entire life, you felt unempowered. I can relate to that. Right? My entire life, I felt like I was less than. I didn't think that my voice mattered. I didn't know that I could add value. Whatever your messages are strategically in the space, understand that somebody needs to hear you. But if you're not honest in your media and you're not transparent, there's only so much that marketing can do. I tell my clients all the time, I can't keep selling something that you're not. Because they're buying something and they're going to want a refund when they realize it's not the real deal. So you have to be the original copy that is you. Be comfortable to be transparent and connect with your own story so that other people can come. They're going to come running to you. But what Pam is doing and positioning you guys really as brand experts is understanding that, it's something special about these 12 people in this group. And so I want to identify what is this special thing that they have to offer so that we can share that with the world, because that's your unique gift. You know, everybody can say, oh, okay, well, you know, I do this, you know, I love to cook. Well, what do you love to cook? Cakes. What kind of cakes? Oh, she's excellent at red velvet cakes. Guess what? That's it. That's the niche. It's not just that she likes to bake. It's not just cakes. It's what type of cake. It's what is your unique niche, and then use your media to parlay on that.
I like that willpower. First of all, it has a cool name. It's like his name is Willpower, right? It's like, okay, really? Willpower? That's like, really? Willpower. So obviously you could just play on that. It's like, he was born, his name was called Willpower. But he really stood out from the standpoint, knowing that that was the first time he spoke. I was at that same event. What she orchestrated for him was powerful, because it showed the interaction or the reaction from the audience. It showed him on a platform. It showed him interacting with a diverse group. You remember him shaking hands and all that sort of thing. She captured that. She also captured, I mean, he spoke for 30 minutes, but she only had to capture like about, 30 seconds or so of what was really what made Will. When he said that I was laid off for a job, I had this going on, and he was determined, and he had that tenacity. And out of all the things, she captured that. And so that's when a lot of people, when they put together their sizzle reel, they'll give an editor, right? Not a producer, but they'll give an editor a whole bunch of stuff and say, these are all my tops, put it together. And they'll put them all together, and it's a mess because there's not a story to it. But when you have someone who's a producer, they're creating it like a story, and they're really trying to show who you are, because sometimes you could speak to a different group and you're different to another group, then you're different to this group, but you pull out the same essence of you. And so the sizzle reel is really like the main things. Like I said, a lot of people want to speak and they don't have sizzle reels. And it's like, how am I going to sell you? Or even if you're not going to talk about whether someone is a paid speaker and an unpaid speaker, where does that line? Because a lot of times people will say, well, I'm going to have you speak, but you're not going to, quote unquote, you're just a public speaker. You're speaking to our group. Right. Versus like someone, how do they transfer to a paid speaker? So give a little bit a difference of how you've seen other people go from unpaid to paid.
That's a great question.
Or maybe they don't want to get paid. Maybe they just want to sell products from the stage. I don't know.
Well, selling products from the stage is still paid.
Right.
You know,
Right.
still, you know what I mean? You're still getting money. That's just a different strategy. And you're getting your fee, but you're gonna get your fee.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's just there's such an opportunity to and I deal with this a lot, especially with newer speakers where they're like, oh, this is just my passion and I want to help people. And that's great, right? But I always say, you know, could you give someone who was thirsty water from an empty glass?
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't. No matter if it's your passion or it's whatever, speaking is a business. And so your desire to grow to the next level and to be heard is also people value what they pay for. So people, you know what I mean? People typically, they don't run late on me, right? Because it's the price tag attached to running late on me. So it's a price tag attached to all of y'all on this call that you should be valued for your time and the time, that investment that it took for you to be able to be in that place. So that price tag is really an opportunity. And that whether it's you decide that, hey, if it is your passion project, I want to sow this back into my community. I want to give a scholarship every year from my speaking proceeds, whatever it is, whatever your reason or your why, you can't pour from an empty glass. You can't. So it's very imperative to create that additional value for yourself, which is far outside of what I'm sure you would even imagine, because people value your unique niche.
Mm-hmm.
So as an unpaid speaker, you might do things, or you may have done things like, you know, Toastmasters. You might be a part of the National Speakers Association. You may want to speak to church groups and to youth groups. I've spoken for the Department of Juvenile Justice where there wasn't a fee attached to it, because that's one of my passion products. And don't get me wrong, I say absolutely do it, because I think that the system, being able to change the system from the inside out and working with these young people, create a better future for us tomorrow. If we invest in them and we get them from a point of being on a track of destruction and put them on the track of being able to accomplish, you know, guess what? We got a better world tomorrow. However, understanding that there's a structure that has to be put in place that helps you to be able to now leverage it, whether you're capturing your media in any other way. You know, I have some events coming up where I'm speaking to Congresswoman Frederica Wilson's 5,000 Role Models of Excellence. Spoke to them, you know, last year. It's a new series, All or Nothing. That's what it's called. It's called All or Nothing Youth Motivation Series. It talks to them about being entrepreneurs. Okay, those are the kinds of projects, right? You keep them going. They're in the funnel. They're in there, but it's something that I would be able to now document and write off, because my fee is this, and this is what I'm also tiding in, because I'm tiding my time. You know what I mean? I'm giving my time. So it's having that noted as well. Now the shift comes in when you go from, okay, I just want brand recognition. I just want my voice heard. I want people to know who I am. That's important, yes. But even then, I don't recommend doing free anything.
Okay.
The reason that I don't recommend it, unless you're working with, again, government programs or nonprofits, those types of things, being able to document that is what continues to add value again to you. See, the thing that's going to be very repetitious in what I'm saying is value. The more value you're able to add to other people, you know, and the more perceived value that they add, the more abundance can come your way. And the more abundance can come your way, the more people that you can feed. So I'm really, really big on being able to bless others. And a big way to be able to do that, obviously, is with that additional financial support. Make the scurry across the aisle from brand recognized, learning to speak. I have speakers say, oh, I'm just getting into this. And I'll say, okay, well, what did you do? Well, for 25 years, you know, I was a manager at this company. I'm like, okay, that's great. So why are you throwing away 25 years of your experience? Just because you're going into a new area, just because now you're being publicized. Listen now, I see you over there smiling, Carmen, because you know it's true. It's like, just because you're doing that now does not mean you're a baby fresh out the gate. Like, no, why are you laughing? Because you know, it's you can't. I refuse to throw all of that away. We got to bring that with us. I mean, that's when you start to bring in old pictures and things. No one ever believes that I was in the United States Marine Corps, y'all, but that's where I started. I started as a United States Marine, in the boots with the mud, the whole bun and all of that. I was disciplined. I had all that stuff going on, y'all. Wouldn't believe I'm telling y'all. It's true, Carmen. That's where I started. But guess what? Until you see me in the little green camis at 112 pounds soaking wet, you know, looking like I don't look like I look right now. I say that, y'all. Oh, until you see me with the boots and shoes on, like it doesn't connect with you that I was in the United States Marine Corps. People just can't fathom it. If they knew that I was a combat correspondent, I was stationed in Iwo Kuni, Japan. Like no one would think those things about me just seeing me on stage. You know, people make a totally different perception of this is who this girl is. And at the end of the day, that's not how that works. You know, it's much bigger than that. So that's coming into that niche is what continues to add that value, right? Because the more we give, the more value we give, the more things we give, the more abundance that comes back to us, right? So as you make that leap across, there's 3 key things, and I want y'all to write this down. Three very key things that everybody who wants to book you to do anything, even if you're just doing a quick consult, or they want you to come train their team, there's 3 things they're going to ask you about and they're going to aggravate you about that they need right away. And matter of fact, before I tell you, I'm going to see if y'all can guess. They should know. This is a good group here. Carlton.
I think they should know. I hope they answer right. All right, come on, you guys.
Carlton, what is one thing that you think that a prospective person who wants you to come speak to their group, they're going to ask you for?
Oh, there you are.
Say that again.
My bio or my background.
Yep, bio or background. That's solid right there.
Okay.
All
What
right,
else?
Carmen. We're going to go across to Carmen. What else do you think they're going to ask you for?
Speaker sheet.
Speaker sheet? Well, that's similar to bio. So, yes, because that's getting your background information. That's right, too. That's good. That's right. But that's going to stay in the 1 because that's them getting to know something about you. That's going to stay in the 1. Denise, what you got? I know you got it. What's number 2, Denise?
She just was doing it this weekend or last weekend, so hopefully she remembers.
Well, okay, I was going to say website address, but that wasn't what I was doing this past weekend. But the other one, Sam?
Would you use all out of your comfort zone? You were like, why she got me doing this?
Well, photos, great photos.
Photos, yes. Denise, I knew you was trying to do it. I knew you was going to bring it home. You already knew who I was dealing with. I already knew. Because
they want to promote that you're going to speak, so they need great photos.
They need a picture. They need to see you like a boss. They need to know you're bad.
Yep.
They need to know. All right.
What's the 3rd thing?
LaTanya, what do you think the 3rd thing is?
Okay, so we got bio, we got picture, and the 3rd thing that they're gonna need is your topic.
Your topic? They're gonna ask, but topic is the info though. So you gotta give me one more. Give me one more time. I know you got it.
Picture, bio. Trying to think what I seen. Your speaker reel?
They're gonna ask for some video.
Yeah, like your speaker reel.
Speaker reel. They want to see what's up. Like, don't. Oh yeah, I'm a speaker, and my fee is $10,000 an hour, and this for my keynote. And it's like, okay, cool. Send me your stuff. And then you send them a handheld phone because, you know, like the one person who could record, they got the video shaking and it's all off. It's all dark. They didn't, you know what I mean? They didn't get your best side. You didn't have my best interest in your heart.
Oh my God, I see that so much. I should have showed some bad ones. That would have gave them a good example.
Y'all know y'all got footage from when y'all was doing something, you were on stage, you were training or whatever it was, and you were like, nobody couldn't have recorded that. You couldn't have got that picture. You couldn't have, like, you saw me shaking the governor's hand. Like, I'm not going to get that moment. People, you know, you saw when the little kid ran up and hugged my leg. You know, like that one little moment, they looking up at you, looking like you a hero. You like, and it's a hero moment. Or you hired the people to come and film for you. You did what you were supposed to do. Then you get the video back, the audio off. You can't hear nothing you saying. Come on now. It's stressful.
It happens.
And it happens all the time. I remember I did a panel with Charles Dutton, Betty Wright, Congresswoman Wilson, Joe Marie Payton was on it, and there was a couple other like directors and stuff. And do you know the person that had to do it, they lost all of the footage.
Oh my God.
When are those people ever gonna be on the stage with the kid again? Like, when am I gonna get that invite back? When is it ever gonna be that moment? And this is not too far after a couple different, major national incidents when it came to our community was like a really big thing. It's like, when are you ever going to get that footage? And good luck trying to find it from the news channels, because they're only going to put a couple clips and you might not even make the cut if you were on the stage and there were multiple people on the stage. I mean, there's just so many things, you guys. Those things, that media is what helps you to leverage your position to increase your fees.
Mm-hmm.
I will never forget. I will tell y'all my first paid speaking engagement. I'm not talking about a couple dollars. It was a little something. For me at the time, I was like, oh, let me tell you something. I'm never going back. Up and out. But my first paid speaking engagement, I had done a bunch of free ones, but the first paid speaking engagement was actually a referral from Les Brown. He could not go to an event. They did not, for whatever it was, he couldn't go. And he recommended me. I mean, I don't know about y'all. I see Carlton. Carlton, I know about you, okay? I don't know about y'all, but let me tell you something. It was a huge honor.
Oh, yeah.
Les Brown himself recommended me.
Wow.
I think I was, first of all, you never know.
You in your 20s.
Exactly. He always says it's better to be ready for an opportunity and not have one than have an opportunity and not be prepared.
Ooh, I know that's right.
I was so unprepared. Let me tell you. I'm not going to sit up here and even front. Oh, I was unprepared. So I get off. My assistant is on the line. I got an assistant, y'all. Okay, I was like, I'm getting it figured out because the media company's flowing, and now my speaker business is about to go. Because a lot of people think, oh, just because you have a business that you shouldn't have a fee. I mean, if you're an expert, you should have a fee. And I'm just going, I'm gonna sit it on the table, and I'm gonna leave it right there for y'all. Pick it up. My sister was like, I'm picking it up. I recommend you pick it up. So he gets on the phone. I talk to the people. I sell myself. I say, this is who I am. This is what I have to offer. And now I don't got no video. I don't have anything. I didn't have my bio together. I didn't have nothing. All I had was a dream to be able to inspire other people, have fun, and travel the world. That's all I wanted. I was like 20, 22. That's all. I didn't want much. I was like, okay, I'm out here. Get off the phone, get on there, sell myself. They're like, great. Can you send us over your one sheet, Carmen? Because at the time, one sheets were it.
Mm-hmm.
Your one sheet, as well as some headshots. Video wasn't as big a deal as it is now. So I was like, okay, no problem. So me and my assistant, we're scrambling, getting it together. So we put it together. So y'all, I was so proud how I put it. Y'all know I got my background is in digital media. Y'all know I can open Photoshop real quick and touch up some lashes or something. Okay? So I was together. I had to figure it out. Send it over smooth, cool, everything's good. After it's sent to the client, right? They didn't say anything about it, but after it's sent, we look at it and it's a typo in the headline.
Oh my
Training was spelled wrong. Because in Photoshop, it's not a quick little word check. And y'all know we done got real cute, real dependent on how Word would just put that little red squiggle line for you real quick. You be like, okay, let me just click on it. I'm not even gonna look up the word and learn to spell it right. I'm just gonna click on it. So I sent it, it was spelled wrong. Okay, so as if that's not embarrassing enough, right? So I'm still playing this food. Trust me on this. Listen, if I ain't saying nothing, you didn't catch it. It wasn't so wrong that you didn't glance at it real quick. You know what I'm saying? That you couldn't. Maybe I could have got away with it. I'm sure they caught it though, because I was so proud of myself in that one sheet. I was all good together. I threw that one sheet up on Facebook, and that's actually how I found out there was a typo, because one of my friends was like, "Granny, you spelled wrong on your flyer." Okay, boss. Okay, ma'am, what's your assistant? Both of y'all can't spell. And you got the nerve to be proud having it on social media.
Oh, God.
I know, right. I know what I'm good at, right? Like, y'all know what you're good at. There's a book by a Harvard professor. His name is Bruce Judson. It's called Go It Alone. And it says, do what you do best, let the others do the rest.
I know that's right.
You gotta let the people that do that. I may have had my background in graphic media and all that. I thought I was all that in a bag of chips real quick. And let me tell you how ignorant it may seem that with all this education, all this different stuff, you're supposed to be inspired and change the world. People expect you to be a certain way. They expect a certain level of perfection from you.
Mm-hmm.
You done posted it. You got a typo right in your headline. International trainer.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So, but I had to scramble to figure it out. Like and then opportunities came back to back, and I'll never forget. My first paid speaking engagement, I was paid $3,000 to speak for 30 minutes at a lunch. I was flown out, hotel taken care of, transportation taken care of, all that kind of good stuff. That's when I was first learning the business, how to do my little speaker rider and all that kind of stuff. I know, but they did all of that and they paid my full fee. So, but in order to be able to do that, I needed a coach. And that's why I'm glad y'all here. That's why I said this is a smart group y'all here with Pam, because people think they know what they don't know. You know, they got all the answers. They too good to, you know, sit down, humble yourself, and really listen at the feet of a master. Somebody who's doing this over 10,000 hours, as Malcolm Gladwell says, being able to really understand that, guess what? It's a lot to this. It's tricky. It's stuff I'm still figuring out. But when you understand that as an expert, having a few articles, you know, investing in yourself, making sure your media and stuff is together so that you can charge top rates. I mean, I'll never forget when I told Mr. Brown, I said, Mr. Brown, I got my check and it's $3,000. He said, let me tell you something. He said, that's the first time you're ever going to make $3,000 for talking for a half hour, and it's going to be the last time. And it was. It was the first and it was the last time, because my fees went up, because my value went up, because my proof went up. People could see what I was doing. You know, I started making sure I was capturing something. If I had to get the little camera and set it up myself to get enough clips of myself, then I started making it happen. I started teaching my friends, teaching people around you. You don't have to have budget. You got to hustle. You know, today they got gimbals. They have all kinds of stuff I teach my clients about, which I'll happily let Miss Pam know for y'all. But all of this stuff to help you to position yourself as an expert. I didn't have that. I just started, you know, figuring it out, and then had things to play with. And then there came the magic, y'all, which is why we're here. With these sizzle reels and this testimonial reels, I could create manufactured media. I didn't have to try to capture things in a moment when you're like, I'm waiting for that little kid to come run up. I could stage it, because if you think about it, think about these commercials, and they have really in the little fine print, like way at the bottom, and they'll be like, portrayed by an actor, whatever it is. I'm not saying portrayed by an actor or any of that, but you now have a cohort that you guys can be in each other's videos and things. You guys have friends and family that are diverse, that would add diversity, that would tell me a little bit about, hey, tell me about what your experience was like with Carmen Thomas. Well, you know, I've been in the cohort with Carmen. I've, you know, been able to listen to her speak. I've listened to her grow. And I know that she will add tremendous value for you, because in her being around me, she has inspired me. She has added some light to me. You know, this was somebody who I wasn't expecting to come into my life, that was this unexpected blessing. And so those things of people, how people interact with you, even at your job, or, you know, your business, your kids, friends, there's all these people that you speak to on a daily basis. It's not necessarily just from the stage, where you can manufacture that media. It doesn't have to be at a large event. You can pick up your phone, pick up your camera, or whatever it is, and get to film it and get to work and start to capture your message and capture those things. And you can make sure that your shots have the right lighting. You can make sure that they said what you needed them to say. It's not enough for them to say, oh, let me go there. I'm not going to go too deep into it, Pam, I promise, but I need to touch on this for y'all. I got to do it. Someone saying, hey, LaTanya, she's a great speaker. She really inspired the audience. LaTanya was great.
Shoot me.
Wait, share another one. Denise, yep, saw Denise. She was so good. She was really great. I would have her at your event. No. If you don't, to people will do it. And sometimes the thing is, people just want you, that Benicia, people just want you, Benicia, they want you to tell them what you want them to say. Okay? They can't guess. They can't try to figure out what you want, whatever it is like that, because you said so many things. And at the time that they were listening to you speak, Benicia, the time that they heard you speak and they were seeing those things going on, they're thinking about their husband at home, somebody's texting them, bothering them with this and that. There's all of these things going on. So they're trying to hear your message, but they have all of this digital noise. But if you give them a recall, for example, Benicia, what's your top? What is it that you focus on in your business? Let me unmute her for a second.
Self's here. Where you go? Francine. Unmute. Okay. So you being a nurse, do you focus on self-care and?
Focus on self-care, health and wellness.
Self-care, health and wellness. And what's something that you're really passionate about healthcare and wellness? Self-care, health and wellness.
I'm passionate about women not being afraid and just speaking up and really discovering who they already are.
Perfect. So a great testimonial for you. I heard Vincina speak today, and let me tell you, she impacted my life. To know that she's a nurse, somebody who has to give care to other people, somebody who spends, countless hours. I remember when I had a nurse that saved me. You see, listening to her on stage, it saved me today. That self-care, I've been going through some things, and hearing her speak, when I heard her speak about the power of self-care, it blew me away. You see, I've been in a dark place and she brought me out of it. If you have an opportunity to listen to Vincina, I'm telling you, listen to her. She will add some value to your life. She will put you in a different place. And if you're in that dark place, she will be the light at the end of the tunnel, like she's been the light for me today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Continue to do what you're doing.
You got that on tape?
Wow. Damn, it's recorded. If you want to use it, you can use it. And that's how you do a review. And that's how the testimonial is done. Sabrina, you ready?
You ready?
So it's being able to connect with people in a way of, you didn't have to tell me what you wanted to say. Okay, give me something. You said a bunch of different things. What's the takeaway? If I said that, my acronym for the day is SIN, right? Seek, intervene, and never give up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So if it's SIN, I would say, Carlton, tell me a little bit about what you found out when Candyce talked to you about seeking. So that you're telling me about seek, intervene. Carmen, can you tell me a little bit about when Candyce spoke about intervening in your life and stepping in and being able to get out of your own way? Sometimes the intervention comes from within instead of without. Can you tell me a little bit about how that made you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Affluence, never give up. Denise, how did you feel after knowing? I know a little bit of your story, but when I talk about never giving up, what about never giving up rang true for you?
So you have to prod people.
Right. And it's not even really, I wouldn't even say like prodding. It's getting them to the point to answer the question that you want, because that's where the impact is. The impact lies within your message. And so the more that your message is, oh, she's a great speaker, and they can't recall what it is that you speak about, right? That wasn't really a great speaker, or it wasn't really a great testimonial, because it's not going to add any value for you. Somebody saying, oh, she's good, that's nice. That adds no value for me. What about her is good? What about what she said? How did that change your life? To be able to say that Vincina is a light at the end of the tunnel, like, oh, man, I need a little light in my life. That's who I'm coming for. To know that Carlton is such a professional, and the way that he spoke, it not only commanded attention, but he kept the people engaged. Oh yeah, we're tired of boring speakers. I need engagement. So it's, what is it that you want them to convey, and are you effectively doing it in a way that people can get on board with you?
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what it is. Whatever your cause is, whatever the conversation is, whether you're a nurse, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a marketer, whether you just want to be a speaker, whether you own a tire shop, whatever it is, it's a connection with people. And people connect with people that are transparent, that are open, and that are really able to impact others. Because again, they don't care what you said, they care how you made them feel. And those people will make them feel a way about you.
Mm-hmm. Tanya does a wake up and win call every Thursday. And it's recorded as an MP3. It's almost like what you did with Les's. I saw one of the videos you did for Les. I think it was Dream. And then the words were so powerful, but you did a video where the man was climbing up a mountain. You know what I'm talking about? Where he was climbing up a mountain, and then his words were talking about dream. How are those effectively used? Because Tanya's words could be that where she's telling people, it's almost like ministry, and she's kind of like telling a a story, but the story could be told visually like you did with that mountain piece. I wish we had time to show it to you, but look up Dream and Les Brown, you'll see it. That was what Candyce did. So how do you feel about those as far as like, because she has a lot, I mean, she's got years of these audios.
I would clip them up. I mean, a part of it would be, you know, adding some type of video like Pam was saying, or just a graphic, excuse me, with a key message. And it's getting the messages out. You see, we didn't get to go too much into it today. Maybe, you know, again, as things evolve, anything that Pam wants, she knows she's going to get it from me. But the power of being able to grab a soundbite out of your own message. And so you're looking at, I'm thinking about, okay, Tanya has this different stuff. We need to pull a couple sound bites out of every show. And that's content for the week. I mean, if you have all this archive of things, you would use it to 15 to 30 second segments, chop them up, send them out, chop them up, send them out. And adding a simple video, they have apps now that you guys can use that will take your content now, add some quick videos or something to it. Even if it's you working out or somebody working out, overcoming something, if it's the YouTube videos where people are doing either the silly stuff or they're overcoming a challenge and things like that, as long as you have, you know, the rights to different copyright or you do a certain amount of time, right? Because if it's short enough, it don't count. So that's why on some music, some songs, if y'all see the whole song, then it'll blank out your audio. But if it's just a couple seconds, 15, 30 seconds, they let you ride.
So
that's a couple seconds right. You want to add those things in, but I mean, it can be that can be extremely powerful because that is another tool to get people to listen to the full audio. Because if it was something that rang true to me in that 15, 30 seconds, I can silence my situation around me and set some time so that I can really receive what was meant for me to be received in that moment. Sometimes people don't get a chance to get to the meat and potatoes of what you have to offer because it's, you know, it's a longer session and they have 20 things going on, kids running around, you know, people at the door, there's all these different things going on. So you want to be able to grab them. But I highly, highly, highly recommend that you cut those different pieces down and you use them and you add some video to it and you add some different things to it because it's very powerful. People will be very inspired by it.
Yep. That is it.
That's done. That's done.
I see some questions here, a couple of questions, and you had already answered it, Candyce. It says, should people have someone in the audience to take a picture of you just in case? Yes, that was one of the things she said. Can everything needed be included in an interactive electronic press kit, or do they prefer separate? So if someone says, you know, send me your video, send me your press, send me your one sheet, send me your photo, if everything is all in interactive EPK, Candyce, is that something that we could do and send, or do they want them separate?
It depends on the people. I do things separate, and the reason that I do that is because they're trying to get to what they're trying to get to quickly.
Okay.
Like, a whole lot of extra time to be dealing with all that. So if they ask for a headshot, and a lot of people ask for a short bio. They don't even ask for they don't want the whole thing. They want a short bio. So in like one paragraph, you need to, you know, summarize who you are, because they may be using that for the promotion. They use it for the programs. They use it for, you know, the newspaper. They use those things. And most of the times they copy and paste it exactly how you have it. So if you
don't let them
your whole bio, they'll just grab that first paragraph and be on to the next thing. And if that's not a strong paragraph, then I never recommend it. So that short bio will definitely, you know, help to get to what it is that y'all are trying to get to in a short period of time.
Okay, so that's good. And sometimes too, it's good to have, I guess people can download it onto your website, but if they really are quote unquote going to hire you, then they can ask you if you want it separately, you can send it to them. So that's kind of good.
And I have I would pre-do an email that has all the information in there, and I just forward the email.
There you go. Be ready.
Paste it, forward it, because they'll ask and you'll be out in the middle of something and we need it right now. So I can forward it from my phone. I can set it up from my phone and, you know, keep it kind of simple like that. So yes.
That is it. That is one of the main things. People do want that. Podcasters want it. Radio stations want it. TV stations want it. Newspapers will want it. Send it to me right now. I talked to Atlanta Voice today. She said, oh, that's really good. Send me her bio, send me her photo, and send me her blah, blah, blah. And it was like, okay, we got to send it to her right then. And they don't want to wait. They never want to wait.
They don't. And if they can't get it from you quickly, they'll just grab something off the internet, and it might not be something that you want.
I know. So how can people get in touch with you? We're kind of winding down here. It's about 8, a little after 8 here. So how can people get in touch with you? Because I want them, if they need training or coaching, Iris had to get off. She wasn't feeling well. She went to the doctor today. But if they need training for soundbite, you know, you help people because you're a broadcast journalist. And so you can help people really condense their speech together, get their speech together. Or if they want to do you don't do a lot of sizzle reels because you're traveling a lot more in 2019, but you could take a few from this group. So how can they get in touch with you?
We will be, you guys can email, actually you can email me directly.
Okay.
Movis, M-O-V-I-S. So M as in Mary, O as in October, V as in Victor, I as in India, S as in Sierra, media@gmail.com. And if you have any questions or any of that kind of good stuff, again, like I said, anything you need, let me know. I would love to work with you. I hope you guys got a lot of value, you know, out of this evening and kind of understanding, you know, what to look for, because this is the fun part, right? We got our passion. Now this is the fun part. Everything else is easy from here.
Yep. Okay. MOVIS media@gmail.com.
At Gmail. That'll come directly to me.
Okay. All right. Cool. Because that is like the main thing. And then I wanted to just say, is she like good? Everybody's been texting over here, said she's phenomenal. She's great. But nobody said what I thought was the elephant in the room. It's like she looked like she could be Taraji's little sister. She does. She looked like Taraji, which is a compliment because I think she's beautiful. So it depends. Depends on that. That one you don't, but most times you do look like Taraji. Just remember, got here. Speaker reels, use the reels to brand and market your business, get paid speaking gigs, get booked on TV, or get your own TV show. This girl boss, she uses her speaker reels or whatever, the girl boss that booked by Sophia. She's like the brand queen, right? So this girl boss hashtag was started because of her book, but she has her own TV show and she does all her different things. But it doesn't matter where you start, as long as you all get started. You could get started. And one of the questions is, should I have someone take pictures just in case? Yes. Have someone do video just in case. But the main thing, the better your sizzle reel is a direct correlation of how professional people will perceive you and the more you will get paid. It just gives you a better, one of the things, Candice, you talked about is like it gives you a better perception of yourself, which then allows you to really provide value to and get paid more because you have a better perception of yourself. Talk really quick about the Dubai, because you're taking a group to Dubai next year. Where'd she go?
I'm here.
Yeah.
We're going back international. Like you said, I'm going to Guyana next week. We do work with speakers. We take them with us. Anyone, they can also email me if you're interested in speaking internationally, interested in getting some of that footage, that different media. We do go to media outlets. So I don't know if you didn't have that video, but I can send it out. We'll get into the newspaper. We got in the newspaper in Bahrain. We were on 2 TV shows, Dubai On Demand and Dubai One, while we were in Dubai. So we do those different things, and we actually did one of the interviews for Dubai On Demand, in the world's only 7-star hotel, which is Al Arab.
Wow. And so you can't really quote unquote manufacture, well, I guess you could, those shots in the States. So if you want the international speaking, you have to go with the team that can actually capture you on stage and have you interacting with the international team. So I think that's like a really, really, Iris is not here, but she's a global brand, is one of her monikers. That's really what she needs to do. She needs to get on some global stages. So that is really good. So they can email you at Movis, MOVIS media@gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am.
And can someone type her email address here? I had a lot of background noise from the construction. Oh, okay. Carlton, can you hear me? MOVIS media@gmail.com. All right, that's it. You and Karma have something in common too, because Karma is also a realtor as well.
Okay. Hello, Carmen. I see you over there giggling because I knew we were twinning on something this evening. Yeah. And you know what? Ain't nothing like a good real estate investment. I just had a closing yesterday. So
yep, that's it. That's it. She's been doing that for a while. Carmen does a whole lot of stuff, so she does that. And Alicia got on a little late. Alicia, did you get? I'm not gonna put you on blast, but you did get some footage of you in Jamaica, correct?
Oh yes, of course I did.
Okay, all right.
Alicia, I need to see this.
Yes, I'm always on. I'm always on.
I was like, did she get some footage in Jamaica? Okay, good.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Sizzle Reel is one of the things. I love your website. Your website is beautiful. I like the pictures, but I want to see you speaking.
Okay.
That's the next level for you. So I want you and Candice to get together and get that footage together. I mean, she's got great fun, but she speaks all the time, and we don't see it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think Tanya, she has videos. She has a lot of videos. She has a YouTube channel, so she does that. But you are speaking a lot, and we don't need to see that. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, you guys, thank you all so much. Candice, thank you so much. This was so good. And then Marilyn, she was glad because she was one of the ones that said, I can't see your speaker. So I actually put you bigger so that everybody can see you. So this is the first time. Normally I just show the PowerPoint, don't I, guys? But this time I had her up bigger because Marilyn was like, I need to see the speaker. So thank you for being so animated. I know it's late, and we're going to go and watch these great election returns. Hopefully they're good.
I have one more question.
Okay. All right.
Candice, are you on social media?
I am on Facebook. I will give you guys a new Facebook. Pam was on me the other day about this. She was like, you don't ever respond. Because I was like, I don't know who those 5,000 people are. I had to create another page just to meet them. I don't know who they are.
But you're on Instagram mostly. You like Instagram better.
No, Facebook. I don't even have my Instagram right now. That's the
story. I like the Instagram. You got rid of it?
It's 25,000 some people. I'm like, I don't know those people. So no, but you guys can be a part of that. Again, this is a different energy. This is a different group. My Facebook is Candice, CANDYCE, Haynes, HAYNES. And I think it's the picture of me getting ready to go to Guyana right now. There's one where I have on the red shirt. That's them 5,000 people. I don't know. Don't click that one. I'm not going to look at it. I don't look at the messages there. But the one with the picture where I'm getting ready to go to Guyana, that is the one that I do check. My computer, as soon as we get off, I'm going to friend everybody who requests me. Consider it
All right, cool. Thank you. Well, this was good. This is good. You really reiterated and really made it plain about those speaker reels. And one of the things you made it plain that you could do it in 3 days. They just need to be willing. 3 days. Guys, that is awesome. And they're good. And you could use them for a year or two. Some Les probably has his. He probably has his for longer than that.
He has one. He has one that's been there for a couple years.
Yeah, I mean, he does these Les Brown, so what the heck,
That's what I said, but we're not there yet, y'all. I'm working on it.
Right. That's it. Well, guys, thank you so much, Tanya, Latanya, everybody. Okay. Yep, and so everybody's good. So thank you all so much. Friend her on Facebook, follow her on social media, send her email. And then the next person that we're going to have, I have 2 bonuses. Lady talking about booklets, Paulette and Zine, and then also to TJ Mercer. She's going to be talking about how to get booked on TV. So those would be little extras as well.
Ooh.
Okay. So
Pam, where's my invite to watch?
Hey, I will send you one then. TJ's going to be good. TJ she has this thing called Media Maverick Academy, and she's just all about TV, just getting people on TV. So I will definitely send you that. She's a beast at that because she used to be in the TV industry. She's in Hollywood. She lives in Hollywood. So
yeah. Cohort, can I come? Can I watch Cohort? Y'all okay? Can I be there with y'all?
Yeah, you can be part of our Lucky 13. So we'll have you in as a visitor. Visiting Cohort. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys. You all are doing great. And I think I'll talk to most of you guys tomorrow, okay? All right, good. All right, thank you. Thank you, Candice. All right, we'll see you. All righty, thank you so much. All right, bye-bye.